welcome to part 3 and the final episode in the paint booth build series. In part 2 we just finished construction of the booth itself, all the inner panels, lighting and fans. So yeah, in this final episode I'll be building the doors and fitting those, putting in the vents, laying down the flooring, putting in all the air hoses and oil water separators, and then finishing off with all the cabinets for the paint materials and paint and my powder coating of it. And yeah, so I'll put you on to time lapse and yeah, enjoy the video. Finished the doors. I'm now fitting the exhaust vents in the floor. Okay, so I've just got all the doors finished. Yeah, all you've got to do is fit the seal around the door edge, but you know, as it is now, they're pretty good fit. And yeah, so that pretty much finishes off the construction inside the booth. I've decided to put the extraction vents where the air's forced out in the floor, rather than I was contemplating putting it in the side of the building. It's a lot of work, and actually I've got good clearance under the floor. There's about 8 inches of clearance under there, so I've got two on that side, 2 vents on that side, so we've got the air coming in being forced down, and then it's basically being pushed out through these vents, and that will carry all the overspray with it. So once I've got the flooring here, which is a foam tiles, hard-wearing tiles, so we'll lay those down next on the entire floor. And then once that's installed, what we'll be doing is, where we've got the vents going out there, I'll remove those. They will sit down nicely inside the foam tiles and protect the vents from being stood on and crushed. But they're metal vents anyway, so I think they will be fine. But yeah, we're going to last thing we'll do is remove those, and then I've got my filters for extracting the overspray from the air that's exhausting through there. I've got some filters, and they basically just fit underneath the vents, and then I'll just screw the vents down on top of the filters. Pretty basic, but it'll do the job, and I think it looks a lot neater with the vents in the floor. And if I need to add more vents, or I need to restrict some of the vents to build up the positive pressure in the paint booth, it's easy enough to block one of those vents off. Anyway, that's it. So I think the next step will be get the floor down, or maybe I'll actually get all the airline equipment installed on the wall there. Then I'll get the floor down, and then that'll be it. We're done, which is good because I've got a lot of jobs that are kind of piling up, waiting for this to be completed. And yeah, there'll be still some work to finish out on this side. I will be installing my oven here for the powder coating. Right now I'm just using a conventional domestic oven, but I would like to replace that at some point with a commercial oven, or even better would be a powder coating, vertical powder coating oven, but we'll see. I'll keep my eye out for one. So the oven will go here. There'll be a bench across the top to do all the paint mixing on, and then on this side will basically be cabinets and shelving for all the paint, all the painting equipment, filters, that kind of thing, all my spray guns. Yeah, so looking forward to getting it finished now. So let's finish the inside of the booth by fitting the air lines, regulators, oil water separators, and then finally install the flooring. Okay, so we've got the main booth finished. As you can see here, we've got the doors on now. We've got the seal strip around the edge of the door, foam sealing strip. We've got the floor down, so these are foam tiles. And we've got the vents in, you can see here. So I decided to put the vents in the floor, just because that was easier than in the side of the building. And I fitted the filters. You can see the green filters down there inside the vent. So yeah, that's it. And yeah, when you close it all up, it goes, you can see there, all closed up. It's a pretty good seal. The booth itself is completely sealed off inside, and the door's got a pretty good seal around. It's not perfect at the bottom, but it's going to be more than good enough for what we need. Yeah, so I'm really happy with the way it's come out. So that's it now. I haven't got really any other jobs left on the inside of the booth. We just need to get the outside bit done. So here, I've cleaned all up, but we need to get the cabinet in for all the paints. I need to move the oven in, which will go here, for the powder coating and Cerakote. We'll have a workbench here across the top of the oven, and that'll be it. I'll be ready to start painting again. So yeah, very pleased. Okay, so we have the paint booth is finished. Let's do a final walkthrough. So yeah, I have the paint cabinet, and I'll move all my paints from the shop into there. Should be enough storage for that. On this wall here, I'll be putting in hooks and hanging all the paint guns. We've got the doors into the booth. And then I've got the oven installed for powder coating and Cerakote. And it's just a standard domestic oven, but I've cut it up so that it fits there under the bench. It's good enough for things like small brackets, fasteners. I've put even larger fairing stays and stuff in there, so it does that fine. Anything bigger than that, frames and stuff, then I'll go to the local powder coater. But yeah, so we're all done. Just a whiteboard there to make notes. This is my mixing station, oven controls, and then we've got the obviously the switches for the lights, switches for the fans, and you can actually see here the effects of the positive pressure booth. If I switch the fans on, you can see the doors are trying to be pushed open, which is a good sign. go into the booth itself. And yeah, really happy with the way this has come out. So you can see I eventually got all the equipment I need in there: air hoses, oil water, separators, paint gun stand. I'll add a thermometer and to the board as well, just so I can keep an eye on the temperatures. But yeah, really happy with the way that's come out. Lighting looks to be plenty of lighting. I don't think I need to add any more. In the end, I opted to put the vents in the floor. I just thought that was easier and looked better than trying to hack holes through the inner wall and the outer building. So there's about an 8-inch gap under the floor. The vents have got filters in there. You can see green filters to take out the overspray. Yeah, I'm really happy with it. Got a nice flooring in here, cushioned flooring. Hopefully that'll stand up to the paint and so on. We'll have to see. But yeah, that's it. So that's the completion of the paint booth build. Took approximately, took about 4 weeks to complete part-time. Wasn't spending all my time on it, so not too bad. Yeah, that's it. That concludes this series, and yeah, I'm actually really looking forward now to getting on with some paint, because I haven't been able to paint for a couple of months now, and I've got a lot of jobs backed up that I've got to get in and get completed. So yeah, that's it, and we'll close the video and the video series out here. Let's finish this series with some final shots of the finished paint booth and the first job to go through it. And needless to say, the booth performed flawlessly.